Everybody, it's Shen back once more with a little build video. This is a Starfield build on a little ship. I was messing around starting a new character, and as you can see, I'm not very high level. I just used my outpost to go from 6 to 25 so that I could have some parts available. And I had captured an Ecliptic Stiletto. And, the Stilletto's okay, but it's a little light in some areas, so I thought I'd change it around a little bit. And I'm using primarily Tayo parts, although I did use a couple of the new Graphs Habs it's a mod for Graphs Habs, and I used two of the 1x1 cargo holds. And I had turned off, I've been using it all this time, I turned off better cargo holds. And so I had the graph, so I'm using those when I want to have habs that are cargo haulers. So I've got two of those, and you'll see those here in a minute. We're going to go ahead and tear this apart and take a look at it. So this is what it looks like. I called it the MainGauche because the other one was the Stilleto, which is a small knife. The MainGauche is a little bigger, wider, sturdier blade that you use as an offhand dagger-like weapon that is used when you're sword fighting with a sword in your other hand. So that's what this is, and you can see I made extensive use of equipment plates here. I got here, I got one under here. You can't see it very well, but and then I used the two that came with the Stilleto are still on there, and then a lot of Tayo parts just to make the aesthetic. I wanted to add the two wing-like areas because a lot of Tayos have that, but they have it the length of the ship. I didn't want that. I wanted to mount guns up front, which I will. I've got I'm lower level, so I'm a little limited on reactor and guns and all of that. So I have a couple of equipment plates there to handle guns later. I'm using the same DT engines, although I upgraded them to a 50, which you can do once you hit level 24. And then an Moon 4. Between the three of them, I'm getting a fairly decent mobility, 84. I usually like better, but it's okay. So we're going to start by tearing this apart layer by layer. And I'm going to just tear this off to the side, and then we're going to get to the next layer. And as you can see, I hid this underneath this cowling piece. So I'm using the same style Tokamak reactor, which currently gives me a 23 energy output. I have Vasco on the ship, and I have level 1 in that skill right now. I'll pop my skill trees up in a little bit here so you can see. So again, this pinpoint came with the ship, and I was able to copy it because I have pieces available at all stations. So that was how I did that. It's just another one of the mods that I run routinely. And then here's the bottom layer. So that's the 3 layers. It's not a very complex build. I like the not very complex builds. So starting at the bottom here, we have this came from off of here. I'm going to put that back. Excuse me a second. So here we have the Tayo shipbed 200 landing bay that came with the Stilleto. Okay, it's I'll put these back too. Sorry about that. My throat decided to punish me for speaking. So here on the bottom, we have the ship bed, and then behind it, I have the two Graf's Habs I was talking about. Nova Galactic Cargo Hull. Those are the 1x1s from Graf's Habs. And there's a lot of different things you can do with them. I got to look at one of them real quick. So you can put all these different 1x1s in. Really great stuff for building flexibility. Oh, I don't want it back to my cargo hull. So I use those, and then I have a couple of these cowlings, which I use for style, and then the three Pinpoint 4G landing gears and two of the Atlas H10 HE3 tanks. Now those came with the Stilleto as well. So that's the bottom layer. Pretty easy, straightforward. I know I always say that. They're pretty straightforward. It is. Okay, and then I have two DT50s on the next level. I'm using a Tokamak X200 reactor, which gives me 23 power. I changed this, I added this basically to a tile workshop. So now I have a way to build stuff. I don't have a pharmacy station. I may have to put one in somewhere. Excuse me. The thing is with the tile cockpit and the two Habs, I've got 820 cargo. Why is it 820 instead of 620? Did I add another one somewhere? I might have. I don't see it. Storeroom, workshop, control station. I don't see another cargo. And these don't, notice these don't give you any, oh, they do give you cargo, 100 apiece. Huh. I did not realize that. So, now, up front here I have these reverse thrusters. Those are 2-level items, so I have to merge them in with this. If I don't want to do the merge, or if you're rebuilding the ship and you don't want to do it, you just pull those forward to this and you won't have to merge. I'm going to just reset this back to where it was, cancel all the modifications at the end, but just so you know how to do that, you can, it's pretty easy, but just in case that's not something you like to do. So up here, I've got the control station that came with the Stilleto. These were, I added one of these. They had, well, no, I guess I didn't add any. They just had them different arrangement. There were, no, I did. There were 3 1x1s in the Stilleto, and I added one down here. So these are additions, and I took away, that structure that goes backward to the engines, which is kind of like weird wireframe thing that they did. Well, that's what I took away. And then I have the 2 storerooms. I have more of the cowlings. I have the braking engines. I have the engines and the reactor here. You'll notice the grav drive is also the same style as it was. The R1000 is what came with the Stilleto. I went with the R2000, and then the Tokamak X100 came with the Stilleto. I went with the 200. So I try to keep all the aesthetics very similar. And then I always take off the lasers. I'm not really a big fan of lasers. I put on 3 of the Disruptor 3310s. I had the 3330s on there before, but they're not as good. And then the Dangan W cannon opened up, so I put those 2 on there. So they have the 2 types of weapons that I am working on in my skills. And then up top I've got a M4 engine, a cowling to make it look pretty, and then this shield that goes under that cowling, or in that cowling, however you want to consider that. Then if I put it back together, And there it is. And I think it's cute. I got rid of the blue, turned it into a green, basically the same shade. The only thing I changed was the top layer of color. So like if you are in building and you go into it and you go into color, the only thing I changed was this top layer from blue to the green area until I got the green that I wanted. So basically that's the only change I made to the color. And then the third color I made black instead of the green. So the first two colors are the green and then black, just to add the stripes and some variety in the color. And that is it. That's it, the MainGauche. And it's a real short video. It's a small ship, not much to it. Let's go out and maybe go in and take it up. I haven't taken it up into the space yet, but it's a like an 80, so should be fine. Thankfully I have auto run. Yeah, so we're just going to go in and take a quick tour. There's E into the door, and this is the bottom row. These are the two storage, which, I mean, they're not that big of a deal, right? 200 storage you get from having these on there. There's no extra special stuff about it other than the storage. And you do have cargo access, just in case you want it. So it's in both of them. So I also have the slimline docker on the bottom. I didn't mention that, but I do have a slimline docker on the bottom of this hab. Damn, I'm used to having better jump jet skills. Sorry, I keep pushing the wrong button to mute. So this is the control. Up there is the bridge up front, and you can see the ladder to below. I tried to make that in a convenient place. There are two sides which are basically just a room, and in one of these I can put infirmary-like stuff or whatever I want to put in here. So I can put a pharmaceutical lab in right probably here. So I got to square it off. I don't have the stuff, but if I had the stuff I could just drop it right there. And then it'd have all the workstations that I need. I could also drop it back here, but it's kind of crowded. This table's kind of weird where it is, but it's just a simple ship. And into the cockpit. I like how roomy these cockpits are. I don't like the outside of them, but I do like the inside. They are very roomy. If the crew sits in those chairs, they talk constantly, though. That's the only problem with it. That's my outpost, standard Vessel 3 outpost. Nothing spectacular about it at all. It's the same one I've built 20, 30 times. We'll go take it up. This is the part I don't know what the heck I'm showing you. I'm just going to take it up there and do a loop-de-loop. See what you think. I never get anything out of it when other people do it. But I'll show you top speed and some other things. So you can decide if you think it's slow or fast or what. A lot of that's up to our individual taste. I use extensive use of the brakes, and so when I'm doing stuff, I'm not so concerned with my mobility. Do that, and then we'll have 2 free for the grav drive when we grav jump somewhere. What's this? Galbank, Asphalt CB. I like them Asphalt CBs. They're just terrible ships. They look good, though. Alright, so here we are. Let's go this way, and we will do some max thrust, just standard thrust. You can see it's coming up to speed pretty fast, and we're looking at about 165, 164. So then we'll hit the boosters, and we are up to about 650. I think it was 652, I think. And we're going to point at the planet, so you see the planet. Now I'm going to do the maneuvers in space that I always think are so funny. I'm going to keep the speed at maximum. Let's go up and over. It's slower than some ships, not inordinately. And then we'll go yaw around. Sorry, I thought there was something there, but there wasn't. And that's, it's not too bad. And then we'll roll. If I can remember which way is up. I think it was right about there. So it's not too terrible. Pretty good. It's a small ship. It's a starter ship. I'm at under level 25. You could do other things with it if you wanted a lower level. Just have to use less armament or, less engines. But yeah, it's perfectly reasonable way to do things. Industrial outpost, and it's not abandoned. That's on Vessel 3. That's interesting. I also have a weird thing on Vessel 3 that I have to go and look at, but when I'm coming in, you might see it, might not, but it's like some kind of a stone henge. There it is over there. Maybe it's an old, solar power farm or something. I don't know. I haven't been over there yet. I'll be going over there soon. I was getting ready to go over there, and I got attacked by a bunch of Ecliptic, which is where I got the ship. So, they attack. They paid for it with their lives. I got a scanner. Helped me to see them faster. And I don't know, the ship was way over there, and they came from off that way. And instead of shooting those things over there, they came from, I think, out there. They came in and shoot those ones across the whole thing, and they shot those. It was weird, but, whatever. They paid for their mistake. So, that's my ship. I'm going to close the video now, so put a like down there if you think it's a good one. Share it out with your friends. Copy it if you want to. I don't care. I put them out there so people can get ideas and do things that they may not have already done or did in a different way or whatever. So in the meantime, be excellent to one another, and as I usually say, peace out.